All right, you all ready at the gym?
We're ready.
Okay. All right, then I'm live. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is September the 25th, 2022. This is Clayton County Magistrate Court first appearance. My name is Judge Daniel Nagel. Before I meet with each person individually, I'm going to go over a couple of ground rules and information for you to help make this process more easy and efficient for everyone involved. First and foremost, this is an informative hearing and not an evidentiary hearing. What that means is this is not a hearing for you to present evidence or for you to give any type of evidence of why you shouldn't be charged, why the officer made a mistake, why you're innocent, what alibis you have, or what defenses that you have. So if you want to do that, save that for an evidentiary hearing. Don't go into the facts and circumstances of your case. And I really don't plan on asking you much about the facts and circumstances of your case. The purpose of this hearing is to inform you the charges against you, bond, if you're going to receive a bond on all or some of your cases, if there are any special conditions of your bond, and your next court appearance if you are still incarcerated and not out on bond. Now, the most common types of special conditions are no contact. So no contact is exactly what it sounds like. If I tell you not to have any contact with someone, that means that they don't exist in your world. That means you forget about them existing, okay? Don't try to message them. Don't try to call them. Don't pass messages through friends and family. Don't try to use social media, Kick, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever it is that you think that you can use, because guess what? They will tell on you and turn that over to law enforcement, all right? The next common type of special condition is a no violent contact. No violent contact means you can still have contact with that person, just don't do anything to make them think that it's going to be violent. No yelling, no screaming, no cussing, slamming doors, punching the air, kicking at things, throwing things, anything that would make someone reason believe that violence is going to occur. Make someone reason believe that violence is going to occur. And then lastly, the other common type of special conditions is a stay away provision from a certain location. So if there's a stay away provision from a certain location, don't go back there. Someone doesn't want you there, or I believe that it's a risk to yourself and or other people for you to be at that location. If it's a store, find somewhere else to shop. If it's a house, find somewhere else to live. Just don't go back to that, because a violation of any of the special conditions of your bond means that you have violated a court order and you subject yourself to even more charges. I believe violation of a court order is a felony, all right? And if you come back on a violation of a court order, guess what a judge is very unlikely going to do? Grant you a bond, because you have already shown that you can't listen to a judge by violating their order. So take it very seriously. Don't play around with your freedoms. If you are out on bond and you think that you can get away with violating your bond, okay? And these bonds will stay in effect until either A, your case is resolved completely, or B, you or a lawyer gets it modified. Once you have a modified bond order, then you can abide by those conditions. But until then, your bond today, if you get one, is going to be in effect until one of those things happens. I'll also go over with you your next court date, which is a preliminary hearing date. Your preliminary hearing is an evidentiary hearing. There you can present evidence, or you can have your lawyer present evidence to either the solicitor's office or the district attorney's office about either facts or circumstances that are mitigating in your case, and they can work out a deal to either come to a plea negotiation of all the charges, reduce charges, some of the charges being dismissed, the whole case being dismissed, or they can negotiate your bond, okay? But that's going to be your preliminary hearing, not today, all right? For most of you, your next preliminary hearing date is either going to be October the 10th or October the 11th. Now, if you bond out of jail, you do not need to appear for your preliminary hearing date. Let me repeat. If you bond out, you do not need to go to your preliminary hearing date. Your case will automatically be sent to the solicitor's office for misdemeanors or to the district attorney's office for felonies. You'll need to make sure that your contact information is up to date with the sheriff's department and the clerk's office of Clayton County to make sure you don't miss your arraignment date. So if you bond out, your next court date won't be your preliminary hearing, it'll be your arraignment. All right. Now at the end, I will give you an opportunity to ask a question. However, your question should primarily be limited to what are the charges against me? What is my bond amount? And when is my next court date? If it goes beyond those three questions, I'm probably not going to be of much value to you because I don't want to know what defenses that you have. All right. Also, I do not control how quickly you will be able to bond out. I believe we have approximately 30 people. I will get these bond orders signed and sent over to the sheriff's office as quickly as I can. They will work diligently to get you processed as quickly as they can. So we ask that you please be patient with all of us as we're all doing our job as quickly and as efficiently as we can, but we want to make sure that we do a good job and do it correctly. All right. Lastly, I do not control how much a bonding company charges. So if you ask me if your bond is $1,000, if you ask me how much it is, I'm going to tell you right now, typically bonding companies are somewhere between 15 and 20%. That's not a law that they have to be within that. I'm just kind of giving you my experience as being a practicing lawyer for over 10 years. COVID may have pushed things a little bit higher, but typically it's around 15 to 20%. I don't know the requirements that you need to bond out. You'll need to discuss that with the bonding company. If you want to pay your bond directly to the sheriff's department, you may do so. You'll need to speak with them about that process, okay? I cannot order them to do anything specific for any of you on your cases. So I'm telling you right now, if your questions aren't limited to what are the charges against me, how much is my bond, are there any special conditions, and when is my next court date, I would suggest that you save those questions for your lawyer, okay? Now, each of you were given an opportunity to fill out an application for court-appointed counsel. If you filled it out, I will review it to make sure that you're qualified for a court-appointed attorney. If you did not fill it out, I can only assume that you want to represent yourself or that you are going to hire your own attorney. Otherwise, you would have filled it out. So if you didn't fill it out, again, I'm going to assume that you do not want a court-appointed attorney. And if you have now changed your mind, I'm going to have to ask you questions on the record because this is being recorded and live streamed on YouTube. So anybody could go back and watch this, including the prosecutor's office with the Solicitor General's office or the DA's office, which is again a common theme of why you should not talk about the facts and circumstances of your case. Okay. Now, before we begin, I need everyone to please raise their right hand. All right, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you swear or affirm that any statements that you may give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You can say, I do.
I do.
All right, you may put your hand down. So we're going to start with the females first, and we will go with the males. All right. All right, ma'am. What's your full name?
Maria Bakes.
Okay. Give me just a second. Give me just a second, Ms. Bates. I have you on my list. I wonder if I put you in the wrong file. Yeah. Yeah, you close the door. You close the door. All the way. Okay. All right, Ms. Bates, you are here on one count of obstruction of an officer, which is a misdemeanor, and one count of giving a false name, date of birth, which is also a misdemeanor. I am going to grant a bond on both of those charges. I don't particularly like misdemeanor obstruction, but there was enough there. So unfortunately, I'm not going to dismiss it for you, but I am going to set a very low bond for you. So the bond on each charge is going to be $1,000. Okay. So your total bond is going to be $2,000. Are you going to be able to make that bond?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Very good. Now, you may or may not have a hold out of another county. So if you make that bond, they'll go ahead and get you over to the other county so you can address that other issue. Okay.
Okay.
You know, I can't tell you whether you should or shouldn't make the bond. I can just tell you the faster you make your bond, the faster they'll get you over so you can resolve that other issue. Okay. Now, you don't have any other special conditions of your bond other than to please don't violate the law while you're out on the bond. Your next court date would be October the 11th, but if you bond out, you don't have to go to that. Now, would you like to hire your own attorney or would you like a court-appointed attorney?
A court-appointed attorney.
Okay. All right, well, I'll review that, and so I will grant that request. Now, do you have any questions about your case?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, good luck to you. All right, what's your name, ma'am?
Morning, Tatiana Elliott.
All right. Give me just a moment, Miss Elliott. All right, Miss Elliott, you are here on one count of battery family violence, which is a misdemeanor. Let's see. I am going to grant a bond in this case. The bond is going to be $2,500. Okay. Now, you do have a special condition of your bond to not have any contact with Latrice Grimes. Who is that to you? Is that somebody that you're related to or no? I'm sorry?
My mother.
Your mother. Okay. Got you. Let me turn my volume up a second because I know with the mask on, it's difficult for me to hear y'all sometimes. All right. I think that was the issue. Okay. Do you live with your mom or do you live somewhere else?
No, I live with her.
Okay. 22 plus 10. So 32, 31 years old, correct?
Correct.
Do you have anywhere else that you can go?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to put a stay away from the residence because here's why. I'm telling you to stay away from your mom. Now, if you need to go back and get your belongings, I'm going to put on your court order that you can go there. Okay. But don't just show up waving the paper, talking about the judge said I could be here. Let me get my stuff, right? Because we don't want any issues for you. We don't want any issues for your mom. Go to the sheriff's office and take your bond order with them and say that, hey, the judge signed this saying that I can go get my stuff. I need somebody to go with me. That way, everybody's cool, calm, collected. You can go get your things. Nobody's getting rowdy and out of pocket. And you can go get your stuff. Now, once your case is closed or you can get a lawyer and they change your conditions, you can go around your mom. But for now, just for the sake of everybody's peace and tranquility, just make sure you don't have any contact with her just yet, okay? All right. Let me see. No other real special conditions other than just don't violate the law anymore. I don't think that should be a problem for you. Your next court date is going to be October the 11th, but if you bond out, you don't need to appear for that court date, okay? Just make sure your information is, I'm sorry?
No, I was just gonna, I'll wait till the end because you said save the questions for the end, correct?
Yes, that's right. Very good. Thank you very much. So if you bond out, you don't have to appear for that court date. Now, do you want to hire your own attorney or do you want me to appoint one for you?
Can you appoint one for me, please?
Okay. All right, I will do that. Now, what's your question?
I have to pay the full 2,500.
If you go through the sheriff's department, yes, and there may be some fees in addition to that, but if you go through a bonding company, it's like I said before, it's usually about 15 to 20%, maybe a little bit lower, maybe a little bit higher, but that's a good kind of benchmark. So 10% would be $250 plus 125, that's 375. Let's say somewhere between 375 and 425. That's about what you're looking at, okay?
Okay.
All right, now that's quick judge math. That's not a guarantee by me, okay?
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Do you have any other questions?
That's it.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you. Please don't come back.
Thank you.
All right. What's your name, ma'am?
Lacey Miller.
All right. All right, Miss Miller, give me just a second. Let me get this here. All right, Miss Miller, you're just charged with driving on a suspended license. It's a misdemeanor offense as far as I can tell. And I am going to grant a bond of $1,500. Are you going to be able to make that?
Yes.
Okay, very good. All right. So the bond is $1,500. Your next court date is October the 11th, but if you bond out, you don't need to appear for that court date. You don't have any special conditions of your bond other than not to violate the law, which means make sure you get your license situation handled. You know, I don't know, I can't tell on the face of what it is that has your license suspended, but go and take care of that because we don't have a great public transportation system. So I understand that you might need to drive for work or family business or whatever you're doing, but you know, unfortunately, you're not doing it legally. So just make sure you get that taken care of, okay? Do you want to hire your own attorney or do you want me to appoint one for you?
You can appoint one for me, please.
Okay. All right, I'll do that. Do you have any questions about your case?
No.
Okay. All right. Very good. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. What's your name, ma'am?
Mary Moore.
All right. You were charged with one count of sexual assault by a law enforcement agency employee, which is a felony. I am going to grant a bond in your case. The bond is going to be $5,000. You are going to have a special condition to stay away from Devon Carter, which I don't think should be a problem. Your next court date is going to be on October the 11th. If you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. Now you have the option to hire your own attorney or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do?
I believe we get a lawyer. I mean, you can, if you appoint one, can I still, if I get one and then he can just leave?
That's correct. Yeah, if you want me to appoint one and then you want to change your mind, then you can do that. That's not a problem.
That's fine.
Okay. All right. Well, I will do that for you. All right. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you. All right. What's your name, ma'am?
Sierra Robinson.
Okay. All right, Ms. Robinson, you are here on one count of criminal trespass. which is a misdemeanor charge, and so I am going to grant the bond. The bond is going to be $2,500. Now I understand the other person involved in this, is that your husband?
Yes, we're in the middle of a divorce. I filed for divorce in August.
And when?
I filed for divorce in August.
Of last year?
Of this year.
Oh, I see. I got you. Okay, that's fine.
I didn't even know about this situation.
So you two do not live together, is that correct?
No, he moved out back in like March, around that time.
Okay.
And
Let's
he's
see.
saying that I did that, which I didn't.
I got you. Well, remember what I said. Don't say anything like that because it's being recorded. So anything you say, they could go back and look at it. Okay. I mean, I know that's not harmful to you, but it's best that you just save that between yourself and your attorney. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, then y'all are going through that situation. So just don't, not that I think you would, but it's going to be a special condition to not have any contact with him. Okay. Now, if you're doing things through your lawyers, that's fine, whatever. Just don't do it directly with him. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Let's see here. Oh, your next court date is going to be on October the 11th, but if you bond out, you don't have to appear for that court date. Okay.
Okay.
Now, do you want to hire your own attorney or would you like me to appoint one for you?
I can get an appointed attorney.
Okay. All right. I will do that for you. Now, do you have any questions about your case?
So you said the bond was $2,500 and I'll get an appointed, and it won't be on the 11th. It'll be weeks from that date.
If you bond out, your arraignment date, it could take months. It might be a year. I don't know how long the solicitor's office is taking, but it won't be. I don't know. Just make sure that your information is good with the clerk's office. Okay.
Okay. We do have 2 kids, so he get them sometimes.
Yeah.
So I know you said contact.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you can have contact with your children and things like that, but you'll need to arrange to get them when he's not there. I'm just going to give you an example. If your parents or friends get some from him and then meet you at McDonald's or something like that, you might have to, get creative, but just don't have any direct contact with him. Okay. Okay. All right. Very good. Any other questions?
No, I'll just wait on the date for the arraignment.
Okay. All right. Very good. Good luck to you.
All right.
All right. What's your name?
Ray, R-A-Y.
Okay. All right, Miss Ray. Give me just a moment. All right, Miss Ray, you are here on 1 count of aggravated assault and 1 count of terroristic threats. Those are both felonies. I am going to grant a bond on both counts. The bond on the aggravated assault is going to be $10,000. The bond on the on the terroristic threat is going to be $5,000. So the total bond is $15,000. Let me say it again. The total bond is $15,000. Also, you're not to have any contact with Danny Ray. Now, were y'all staying at the same residence?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have somewhere else that you can live?
Yes. My son told me he left. He left.
Well, let me see. I'm gonna put on here because if he's staying there, if Mr. Ray is staying at the address of where this took place, 8251 Greenview Drive, as long as he's there, you can't go back. Okay. However, I'm going to put in the bond order that if you need to get some belongings there, you can go to the sheriff's office and they'll go with you so you can get your so that you can get your stuff. Okay, but just don't show up by yourself. Make sure you go with a deputy because they're witnesses, right? They can witness that you will peacefully and calmly get your belongings and then leave. Okay. Now your next court date is going to be October the 10th. If you are still incarcerated. If you're not incarcerated, then you don't have to worry about going to that particular court date, okay? Now, do you want to hire your own attorney or would you like me to appoint one for you?
I have one.
Okay, who is your attorney?
It'll be Bryce Durham.
Okay, that's fine. Did he know to be on today or he's just gonna pick it up after this court appearance?
He knows about it. I think he was supposed to be showing up here tonight, but I guess he thought I had a, in-person court date. So he's probably still out somewhere out in the lobby.
Okay. All right. I got you. All right. Very good. Well, we'll get this paperwork processed out and then, he should know how to get copies of everything for you. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any other questions?
No, thank you.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you. All right, what's your name, ma'am?
Riley Wilson.
Okay. All right, Miss Wilson, you were charged with one count of possession of marijuana, less than an ounce, and drug-related objects. Both misdemeanors, the bond is going to be $1,500 each, so your total bond is going to be $3,000. Okay. Are you going to be able to make that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Very good. Your next court date is going to be October the 11th, just in case you don't make it. But if you make it, you don't need to go to that court date. Okay. You don't have any other special conditions other than not to violate the law. Now, do you want to hire your own attorney or do you want me to appoint one for you?
You to appoint one.
Okay. All right, I will do that. Do you have any questions about your case?
I do not.
Okay, all right, thank you. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Aldridge, yes, Aldridge first. Yeah.
Yeah, what's your? Seven, what's your?
All right. Hey guys, do we have Willis?
Willis?
Teresa Willis?
I think she bonded out.
No, she bonded out.
She bonded out, Your Honor.
That's the fugitive.
I was fugitive.
I've got it marked that she's a fugitive. How did she get a bond?
He got here. I said it's not active. It's not active. We got not active for her, for Teresa Willis.
Maybe they came in. Okay, well, if she's not there, she's not there.
Yeah, she's not active in our system.
Okay, maybe they came to get her already.
Maybe.
Okay, all right, I'll make a note of it. Let me that is odd. Give me just a moment, sir.
Yes, sir. So who do we have coming? Nine?
I get it.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna mark not in the system. So, all right, now we're on to the mails. All right, sir, what's your full name?
Antonio Aldridge, sir.
All righty, Mr. Aldridge. Sir, you are here on one count of burglary. That is a felony. The bond is going to be $10,000. If you are able to make that, you do not need to appear for your next court date. However, if you do not make that, your preliminary hearing will be set for October the 10th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m. Now, a special condition of your bond is that you do not return to the Chevron gas station located at 4578 Old Dixie Road. So if you need gas, if you need snacks, if you need anything, go somewhere else. Don't go to that location, okay? Because if you violate this bond condition, you're going to subject yourself to more charges and likely not get a bond, all right? Now, you have an opportunity to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do? Okay. Do you have an address of where you live?
I can't remember it right now, but I stay here.
What city do you live in?
Clayton County.
Okay. Are you currently employed? Are you married?
Chavez.
Have you ever been in the military before?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to appoint one for you. Is that okay? All right, very good. So, do you have any questions?
Yes.
What's your question?
What's signature bond?
No. Do you have any other questions?
No, they told me I could qualify for one.
No, I'm not going to give a signature bond on a burglary case. Okay?
It's good, y'all know who taking my.
All right, thank you.
No, don't catch that right there. Oh, you gave us on my face. I'm going to fix it.
Yeah. Y'all be patient, let the deputies get everything situated, but we'll make sure it's right before the next person comes up. All right, what's your name, sir? Okay, Mr. Alexander. All right, sir. You are here on one misdemeanor count of criminal trespass and one misdemeanor count of battery. I am going to grant a bond on those charges. On the criminal trespass, it's going to be $1,000. On the battery, it's going to be $4,000. Now, I am going to have a special condition that you not have any contact with Deja, or, well, I'm pretty sure that's how you say her name, Deja Jones. Who is that to you?
It's my age.
Got it. And you guys, you do not live in the same residence, correct?
Not anymore, no.
Okay, very good. So just don't have any contact with her. Forget she exists, because she is going to equal jail to you, okay? All right. Your next court date is going to be October the 11th. If you do not bond out, if you do bond out, you don't need to appear for that court date. You have an opportunity to hire your own lawyer. Do you want to do that, or do you want me to appoint one for you?
I filled the application out for a court appointment.
Okay. All right, do you have any questions about your case?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you. All right, what's your name, sir?
Then you came.
Give me just a second. All right, Mr. Kane, you are charged with one count of DUI less safe. That is a misdemeanor. I'm going to grant a bond of $5,000. Your next court date is going to be October the 11th, but if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date, okay? Do you want to hire your own attorney, or do you want me to appoint one for you?
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, you filled out everything except your signature. So I'm just gonna write agreed on Zoom. Is that okay?
Okay, that'd be fine.
Okay. You might not have seen that line for your signature. That's okay. All right. Do you have any questions?
Yes, I have one question. Am I granted for a signature line?
No. So let me go ahead and let everybody know. Nobody's getting a signature bond. That's not something that's going to happen. Okay. Because my view on that is if you're qualified for a signature bond, most likely you shouldn't have been arrested. And if there's a reason to dismiss a case, I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna dismiss it. However, this is the first time I've ever done first appearance, and every single warrant, all of them have probable cause. Okay. I usually dismiss 3 to 4 cases every single time, but all of you have the unfortunate luck of the officers did what they needed to do. So there's probable cause on every single case. I'm just as shocked as maybe some of you are, but there's not going to be a signature bond for anyone. Okay. For me, it's either a very low reasonable bond or I'm dismissing it. All right. I appreciate the respectfulness and the willingness to ask, but the answer is going to be no. I have looked over everyone's charges. I have looked over the facts and circumstances. I've looked at people's criminals histories and things like that. And so I have to take all those into account when coming up with the bond amount. So I try to be very consistent in that. And I will say I've never given a signature bond. So I'm treating everyone exactly as I should be. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now, let's see. Do you have any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, Mr. Kane. Good luck to you, sir.
Brown?
All right. What's your name, sir?
Brown.
All right, Mr. Brown. Looks like you are here on 2 counts of simple battery. Both of those are misdemeanors, and I am going to set a bond for you. For each count, the bond is going to be $2,500. So the total bond is going to be $5,000. Okay. Also, a special condition of your bond is to not have any contact with Latasha Smith. Who is that to you? All right. Well, you guys are not living together, correct?
She rents from the same people I rent from.
I got it. Well, are y'all renting in the same location or a different location?
Same location.
All right. Well, as long as she's there, you can't be there. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, if you need to get some items from the location that both of you rent from, you can go there with the piece of paper to the sheriff's office and tell them that you need to go and get your belongings. Okay. Just don't show up by yourself. The reason why the sheriff's department needs to go with you is so that she doesn't say that you did anything to her and you don't say she did anything to you. You're not violating your bond conditions and getting locked up. So it's for your own protection and for hers. Okay. Now your next court date is going to be on October the 11th. If you do not bond out, if you do bond out, you don't need to go to that court date. Okay. Now, do you want to hire your own attorney or do you want me to appoint one for you?
Appoint one, please.
Okay. Now, do you have any questions about your case?
Yeah, I was charged in Riverdale, so my case is gonna be in Riverdale Magistrate Court or?
No, Riverdale doesn't have a magistrate court. Riverdale doesn't even have a jail. Just because Riverdale police officers respond, they bring you to the county. Okay. So your case will be in the state court of Clayton County. So the courthouse is on Jonesboro Road. It's connected to the other side of the sheriff's office. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Do you have any other questions? No.
Is there a chance that my case can be resolved on that day?
You just need to speak with your lawyer. Once your lawyer meets with you, y'all can discuss what defenses you may have, what type of agreement you want to make to see if the prosecutor will bite on. But you'll need to discuss that with the lawyer. Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, sir.
All right. Good luck to you. I'm sorry, what's your name?
Mellow Cook.
Okay, give me just 1 second, sir. All right, we've got Chavez continued to tomorrow. All right. Mr. Cook. Mr. Cook, you came in with another individual, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
I got it. All right. Well, I'll address your charges first, and then we'll get to the other gentleman later on down the road. You are charged with 1 count of aggravated assault, 1 count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act, actually 2 counts of violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act, possession of a weapon during commission of a crime, driving on suspended or revoked license, and a registration charge. So you have the aggravated assault is a felony. The 2 drug charges are both felonies, and the weapons charge is a felony, and then the license and the registration are both misdemeanors. On the aggravated assault, I'm not going to grant a bond. On the 2 drug charges, the bond is going to be $3,000 each. The possession of a weapon charge is $2,000, and then the 2 misdemeanors are $1,500 each. But unfortunately for you, I'm not granting a bond on the aggravated assault charge. So that'll have to be revisited by you and your attorney in the DA's office on October the 10th, 2022 at 8:30 a.m., which is going to be your preliminary hearing date. Now, if you do get out on bond, then you're not to have any contact with Alonzo Woods. Now, do you want to hire, you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do? Okay. All right. All right. Do you have any questions about your case?
So no contact at all, like nothing, right? Like you said. No.
That's right. And he's not to have any contact with you either. So just so you know, you're the victim in his case. He's not supposed to be contacting you at all. All right. All right. Do you have any other questions?
So I'll be able to bond out on the other charge, but just the aggravated assault. Okay.
Yeah, you can go ahead and postpone on the other ones, but the aggravated assault's not going to have one. So you'll be here on October the 10th.
Okay.
All right. All right, sir. Good luck to you.
Say your name. Voice Freeman. Voice Freeman.
Okay, Mr. Freeman, give me just a moment, sir. All right, sir, you are here on 1 count of misdemeanor obstruction and 1 count of display of a license plate cover. They're both misdemeanors. The bond on each one is going to be $1,000. All right. So your total bond is going to be $2,000, and just don't violate the law in any other ways. Your next court date is October the 11th. But if you bond out, you don't need to appear for that court date. Do you want to hire your own attorney, or do you want me to appoint one for you?
Appoint one for me.
Okay.
There's no nickels.
All right. Do you have any questions about your case?
Yes, sir. So you said 2,000.
That's right. Yeah, 2,000.
Okay. Do you know when they're gonna post it, stuff like that?
Give us a couple of hours. I've got to sign all these things, scan them in, email them over, and then I know the sheriff's department works very quickly to get those set. So just sit tight. Don't get into any arguments with any other inmates or the staff, and you should be good. Okay.
I appreciate it.
All right, no problem. Good luck to you. All right, what's your name, sir?
Damon Harrison Smith.
All right. Mr. Harrison Smith, you are charged with 1 count of harassing phone calls. All right, let me see. I believe that is a misdemeanor. Just double check. Yep, it is. All right, so it's a misdemeanor. I am going to grant a bond of $4,000. Okay. Now, special conditions of your bond is to not have any contact with Sonia Payne. I don't know who that is to you. It's not very clear if you even know who this person is, but whether you know them or not, just don't call them, don't message them, don't drive by their residence, don't have any kind of contact with Sonia Payne, okay? Also,
sir.
also, please do not go back to 639 Garden Walk Boulevard, which is the Premier Garden Apartments. I'm not saying that you have gone there, but just don't go there, okay? You know, for whatever reason, they don't want you over there. They don't want you having anything to do with them. And so it looks like you don't live over there. So just forget that place exists, forget she's exists. Let your lawyer do their thing, and let this thing take care of itself, okay?
Yes, Your Honor, I just had a question. Earlier, they were
Give me
telling.
1 second. Hold on. I'm not done yet. And I'll give you an opportunity. Don't worry. Now, your next court date is going to be on October the 11th. If you bond out, you do not have to appear for that court date, okay? And you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. Do you want to hire your own attorney, or do you want me to appoint one for you?
You just appoint one, please.
I will. And if you change your mind later on down the road, that's fine. They'll know how to get themselves involved in the case. Now, what is your question?
My question was yesterday they were saying I was gonna get an OR bond, OR.
Okay. Well, I don't know who told you that. Yeah. I don't know who told you that, but that turned out to not be true. So.
Well, because they had called.
What he just said.
All right. How much is the bond, sir?
4,000.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you. All right. What's your name, sir?
D.R. Jackson.
Okay. Mr. Jackson, you are charged with one count of simple assault, which is a misdemeanor offense. I am going to grant a bond of $2,000. Okay. Now you have special condition on yours. Who is Natalie Jackson to you?
My wife.
Got you. Okay. Do you all have children together?
She's pregnant now. Yes, sir.
Okay. And on your application, it says that you have children, 2 children under the age of 18. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Is that with Miss Natalie Jackson or someone else?
Well, they're my stepkids, but they live in the home with us.
I see. I got you. Okay. Hold tight for me real quick, okay? I want to look at something. Just want to double and triple check on it before. All right. Okay. All right, Mr. Jackson. Looks like you've been relatively good in the past decade. However, I did confirm there was an incident back in 2010, so I'm going to put that you cannot have any contact with Natalie Jackson at this time. Okay. Now, you know, if you have children, you can still have contact with them. That's not a problem. And I am going to put in your bond order that you may go to the sheriff's department to collect any belongings that you wish to collect. Okay. But as long as she's there at the address where she's living on Kendrick Road, then just don't go back to that address while she's there. Okay. If she moves out and you want to move in, that's fine. No problem. But just don't show up with the piece of paper saying the judge said I can come back. Make sure you do it the right, proper legal way. Okay. Yeah, give me just a second. Now, your next court date is going to be on October the 11th. If you bond out, you don't have to go to that court date. Now, you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do?
Do an appointment, please.
Okay, I will do that for you, Mr. Jackson. Now, do you have any questions?
Yes, I just want to make sure I understood what you mentioned about, so when I make bond, I can go I have to get my belongings. Do I have to go through a process to do that?
That's correct. Yes, the process is that you'll go to the sheriff's department. There's a window that they have when they process you out. There's a back hallway right there. You go to that window and you show them and say, hey, I need to make arrangements to go and get my belongings. And they will set you up with the time that will in an escort. So there's no problems between you and anyone at the residence. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions?
And the bond is 2,000, correct?
Let me see. That's right. That's correct.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Good luck to you.
Your name out of property, okay? Your name out of property.
All right. What's your name, sir?
Jasper Phillips. How you doing?
Good, sir. Give me just a moment. Let me get your paperwork, okay? Wait a minute. You said it's Jasper Phillips?
Philip Jasper?
Or I'm sorry, that's right. It says that you were already bonding out. Did you have somebody post your bond already?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well then there's nothing for me to do because I don't have your paperwork. So you should be getting out soon. Just hold tight, all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Good luck to you, man.
All right, thank you.
Next up.
What's your name, sir?
I am Paul.
Hold on one second. All right, give me that name one more time.
I am Paul. HAYYANBRAWL.
Oh, okay, got it. One second, sorry. All right, Mr. Paul, you are charged with one count of battery, simple battery. That is a misdemeanor. It is going to be a bond of $2,500. Habat Paul, is that your spouse?
That's my sister.
Your sister, okay. Do you all live in the same residence together?
We do.
Okay. Do y'all live with family, or do y'all two just live together?
It's me, her, and my mother.
Got it. Okay. Do you have somewhere else that you can go?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So just like the last gentleman, don't have any contact with your sister until your case is over with, okay? Or another judge changes your bond, all right? Now, you can go get your stuff from the residence, just make sure you do it through the sheriff's department. So we ensure that there are no issues, right? Just don't show up there saying the judge said I could come and do it. You have to follow the proper procedure, okay? Now, your next court date is going to be on October the 11th, okay? If you bond out, you don't need to go to that court date. Now, you have the opportunity to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
Could you appoint one for me?
Sure.
And you said my bond was $2,500, correct?
Yes, sir, that is correct. All right, do you have any questions? Okay, just make sure you don't have any contact with your sister till your case is resolved, all right? All right. All right, what's your name, sir?
James Reed III.
Okay, give me just a second, Mr. Reed. I need to step away for just like 30 seconds. I'll be right back. Give me one moment, please. All right, I apologize for the inconvenience. Let's see, Mr. Reed. You are here on one count of simple battery, which is a misdemeanor. I'm going to grant a bond of $2,000, and one count of terroristic threats, which is a felony. The bond is $3,000. So your total bond is going to be $5,000. Okay. Now, you're not to have any contact with Tyrenia Malcolm. Who is that to you?
Nobody, I didn't even know her name. That's my baby's mom's son's girlfriend.
Got it. All right. All right. So it shouldn't be any issue for you to just stay away from her. Don't have any contact. Just make sure. Yeah. Now here's an important thing in a situation like this. There's no restriction on her. So if it's your baby, if it's the relationship that you just laid out for me, if she shows up at your place, it's your place, right? She can do that, okay? So that's a conversation that you need to have with your family about bringing her around you, because she won't get in trouble, you will, okay? So
I got my own place. I don't live with them.
okay, all right, no problem, no worries, good deal. I just want to make sure that I'm very clear, because I don't want you to get in any more trouble, okay? All right. Now, your next court date is October the 10th. If you bond out, you don't have to worry about going to that, okay? Now, do you want to hire your own attorney, or do you want to have me appoint one?
I can't afford it. I need to appoint one.
Okay. I will do that for you, Mr. Reed. All right, do you have any questions about your case?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Say your name loud and proper.
Hey, Robinson.
All right, Mr. Robertson, not Robinson, Mr. Robertson. You are charged with one count of battery and one count of cruelty to children in the third degree. They're both misdemeanors. On the battery, the charge is the bond amount is going to be $3,500. On the cruelty to children misdemeanor is going to be $1,500. So your total bond is $5,000. Okay. You're not to have any contact with Aranya or Lorania Ferguson. Is that your child's mother?
No, it's just a friend.
Okay, got it. All right, well, don't be friends with her until your case is resolved or a judge changes the bond conditions, okay? She doesn't exist in your world, all right? And you all do not live together, is that correct?
Right.
Okay, good. Good deal. Then your next court date is going to be on October the 11th, but if you bond out, you don't need to appear for that court date, okay? Now, you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do?
You can appoint one, please.
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions about your case?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck to you.
Then go back.
All right. What's your name?
Julian Rockingham.
Okay. Mr. Rockingham.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. You are here. Looks just like you're here on some traffic offenses. Too fast for conditions, and they're all misdemeanors. Too fast for conditions is 500. Reckless driving is 1,500. Improper lane change is 500. And racing on streets or highways is 1,500. Are you the one that was driving the? Okay, gotcha. All right, Mr. Rockingham. I did grant a bond. Your total bond is, let's see, 1515 is 3, 55 is 1, 3 plus 1 is 4. Your total bond is $4,000, okay?
Okay.
All right. The only other special condition of bond is to not violate the laws. And, I don't know whether the allegations against you are true or not. I just have the warrants, but, you're a grown up, you're a mature adult. This isn't something that you need to be getting arrested for, okay? I understand, boys will be boys and cars are fun sometimes, but they're also very dangerous. And I would consider yourself, even though you got arrested on traffic offenses, I would still consider you very lucky because, I do this part-time and I do personal injury law. And I see a lot of cases where people end up getting into really bad wrecks, very serious things that you don't want to see, man. I'm just telling you. And so you may have a very good driving record, but it only takes one time to make a mistake, and you're looking at charges that keep you here with no bond. Okay, so just be very careful out there, sir. Be very, very careful out there. It's a great responsibility. Those cars are 3,000, 5,000 pounds. They're not meant to collide, okay? Now, you have an opportunity or the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
I can't afford it right now, so I'm gonna need you to appoint one if it's possible.
Okay, it is possible, and I will grant that request for you, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, do you have any questions about your case, Mr. Rockingham?
Will I be able to drive? Like, can I still currently drive?
As long as you have a valid driver's license, yes. I mean,
Okay.
again, I'm assuming that you have a valid license now. How all this ends up in the back end and how you resolve your case, I don't know what your driving history is like, okay? So I would suggest that you do some research into that and talk to your lawyer, okay?
Okay.
All right. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you. Please be safe and don't come back, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. What's your name?
DeMonte Saucier.
All right. Back-to-back traffic offenses. All right, sir. Your charges are driving on suspended license, which is a misdemeanor, and speeding 20 miles per hour over. The bond on the license charge is $1,500. The bond on the speeding is $500. So your total bond is $2,000. Okay. Your next court date is October the 11th. But if you make that bond, you don't need to appear for that court date. You have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
You go appoint one.
Okay. All right, Mr. Saucier, just like I told the other gentleman, just be very careful when you're out here driving, all right? And make sure that you get your license situation cleared up, because if you keep getting pulled over, even if it's not your own fault, somebody could hit you and police come out and check your license status, and you guess what? You get taken to jail for something somebody else did to you. I've seen it way too many times. So get that taken care of. That way you can drive legitimately, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, what's your name, sir?
Martin Starward.
All right. Mr. Steinward, you are charged with one felony count of burglary. Again, that is a felony. I am going to grant a bond in your case. The bond is going to be $18,000. As part of your bond, you're not to have any contact with Johnny or Jahani Gutierrez. I'm assuming you don't even know who that person is, do you? Okay, very good. Also, do not return back to 393 Thomas Drive in Forest Park, Georgia. Okay, so just make sure you don't go back to that address. Your next court date is going to be October the 10th for a preliminary hearing, and there they can discuss with the DA's office possible resolution of your case or modify your bond. Now, you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do?
Appointment with former police.
Okay. All right. And Mr. Steinwart, have you ever been in the military, sir?
No.
Got it. Okay. Do you have anywhere to go if you were able to bond out?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just making sure. All right. Do you have any questions about your case?
No.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, sir. All right. What's your name, sir?
Hi, I'm Prince Stevens.
Okay. All right, sir. You are here on one count of shoplifting, which the total amount would make it a felony, and then also simple assault misdemeanor. I am going to grant bond. The shoplifting is going to be $5,000 and the assault is going to be $7,000. So the total amount is going to be $12,000. Okay. Now you do have special conditions of your bond to not return back to the Macy's located at 1500 South Lake Circle in Morrow, Georgia. So if you need to do some shopping or get some items, just make sure you don't return to that location. Okay. Also, to not have any contact with Andriana Hardnett. I'm assuming you don't even know who that person is, correct?
I'm assuming it's the female that tried to apprehend me that I returned the property to.
That's right. That's right. So because you don't know her, it's going to be very easy for you not to be around her, right? Because you don't have any type of relationship with her. So as long as you stay away from that location, you shouldn't run into her. But for whatever reason, if you're out and about and you see that person, just make sure you don't go near them. Okay. All right. Your next court date is going to be on October the 10th. But if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. Now you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
Before that, could I say something about my charges? Oh, no.
I wouldn't. I do not advise you to do that. Let me ask you this. Let's figure out your lawyer situation, and then I'll ask you if you have any questions. Okay.
All right. Yes, sir. I would like for you to appoint me one, please, sir.
Okay. Are you currently employed?
Yes.
Okay. Approximately how much money do you earn per month?
I'm not. I just started the job, but I make $18 an hour. So if I had to guess, I'll make about $1,000 or somewhere between $1,000.
Okay. Are you currently married?
No, I'm single at the moment.
Okay. Do you have any children?
No, sir.
Okay. Have you ever served in the military?
Only military school.
Got it. Okay. All right, so I am going to grant your request and appoint you an attorney. Now's the opportunity for you to ask a question, but remember what I said. If you start talking about the facts of your case, the DA's office could pull this video up, and if you start talking real reckless and talking about things that you shouldn't talk to, they're going to use it against you, okay?
I understand it. I just wanted to show that crookedness in my situation was my buddy was too high. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I understand. I just want to say something too. I just want to say something to him. That's it. It's about my freedom.
Hey, Mr. Prince, Stevens Prince, let me tell you something. The bond is set, okay? You may think that you can make a compelling argument, right? But I've looked at the evidence, I've looked at the criminal histories, I've taken everything into consideration, okay? So and there's not going to be anything that you're going to be able to tell me that's going to make me change my mind. What you can do though is through your attorney, have them file a motion for bond reconsideration and go through that legal process. If you want to do that, I would suggest you go speak with an attorney, right? Get a hold of them and do it that way. Now you can always do it yourself as well, but this isn't the place to talk about why your bond should be lower, why you're here improperly and things like that, okay? Do you understand? Okay, all right. Now, with that being said, do you have a question about your next court date, your bond, or the special conditions?
The special conditions, I have a problem about that.
Well, I don't care if you have a problem about it. I just want to know if you have a question about it.
Oh, well, no, I have no question, sir.
Okay, all right. Good luck to you.
Right now, authorized, I have problems.
All right. What's your name, sir?
Kelvin Strong, sir.
All right, Mr. Strong. Let's see. Mr. Strong, you are charged with one count of obstructing a tag cover, brake light violation, and violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act. All right. The bond on the traffic offenses is $500 each, and the bond on the violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act is $3,000. So your total bond is $4,000. Okay. Your next court date is going to be on October the 10th. And if you make your bond, you don't have to appear for that court date. Now you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do, sir?
You can appoint one for me.
Okay. I will do that. Do you have any questions about your case?
No.
All right, Mr. Strong, good luck to you.
All right.
All right, what's your name, sir?
Austin Van Valen.
All right. Mr. Van Valen. All right, sir, you are charged with one count of reckless driving misdemeanor. The bond is going to be $5,000. One count, oh, I'm sorry, that's a felony. Back that up. One count of reckless driving, felony, bond is $5,000. One count of fleeing and eluding from a police officer, felony, the bond is $5,000. Improper lane change, the bond is $500. And red light or traffic violation, the bond is $500. Okay. So your total bond is $11,000 total. Okay. Your next court date is on October the 10th at 11:30 a.m. If you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
I hire my own attorney.
Okay. Do you have one already, or you're just going to?
I'm going to.
Okay, that's fine. So when you do that, just make sure that they file the appropriate paperwork in your case so that the court knows that you're going to be represented, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, good luck to you, sir. All right, what's your name, sir?
Michael Watson, sir.
Okay, Mr. Watson. You are charged with one count of theft by shoplifting. It is a felony because of the amount of the items. So your next court date is going to be on October the 10th. I am going to grant a bond in the amount of $4,000. Okay. Now, special condition of your bond is to not go back to 2034 Mount Zion Road in Morrow, which is the Home Depot. So just stay away from that store completely. Okay. Again, the bond is going to be $4,000. Your next court date is on October the 10th. Now you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do?
I just got laid off of work, so I need an attorney, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, then I will grant that request and appoint one for you. Now, do you have any questions about your bond or your case?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Sir.
All right, sir. What's your name?
Whitaker.
All right, Mr. Whitaker, you are charged with one count of DUI less safe, which is a misdemeanor. Bond is going to be $3,500. One count of open container state violation, that is going to be $500. Improper lane change, $500, and possession of marijuana less than an ounce, misdemeanor, $1,500. So your total bond is going to be 3, 4, 5. Let me make sure I do this correctly. 2. So your total bond is going to be $6,000. Okay. Now your next court date is going to be October the 11th at 8:30. But if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do, sir? Okay. I will do that. Do you have any questions about your bond or your case?
I was just wondering if it's possible that I could have my bond lower for financial hardship.
It's already low for a DUI, and I can't really get much lower on the other charges. Because if you go too low, the bonding companies won't even touch you because there's no money for them to make. So unfortunately, the answer to that question is going to be no. Do you have any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, sir. All right. What's your name, sir? Okay. Mr. Woods, you were here and you're the victim of Mr. Romello, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, you have your own case. Oh, Mr. Romello Cook, that's right. You are charged with one count of criminal damage in the second degree, which is a felony offense. I am going to grant a bond of $2,000. Okay. You're not to have any contact with Mr. Cook. Now, he's not supposed to have any contact with you either. So y'all just stay away from each other. Don't look at each other. Don't message each other. Just don't do anything. You go your way and he doesn't exist, and he's going to go his way and you don't exist. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Your next court date is going to be October the 10th, but if you bond out, you don't need to appear for that court date. Okay. Now, you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do? Yes, sir. I will do that for you. Now, do you have any questions about your bond or your case?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, sir. All right. Now I have, are we gonna take Mr. Nichols?
Nichols.
Nichols is in isolation.
Isolation, monkeypox, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Got it.
Okay.
All right. That's all that I have, gentlemen.
All right, you have a good one, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. I'll send over the documentation shortly.
Yes, sir.
All right. Take care.